The Secret of the Moonlit River. Once upon a time, in a distant land where tall pines brushed the sky and wildflowers painted the meadows, there was a small village nestled beside a gentle winding river. This river was known to all as the Moonlit River, for every night, when the moon rose high and silver, its shimmering light would stretch across the waters, turning them into a ribbon of liquid diamonds. The villagers treasured the river, for it gave them water, fish, and a place to play and dream. But the Moonlit River held a secret that no grown-up had ever discovered, for only the hearts of children, open and curious, could see its magic. In this village lived a little girl named Lila. Lila was a bright and adventurous soul, with hair as dark as midnight and eyes that sparkled with wonder. She loved to wander along the river's edge, dipping her toes into the cool water and collecting smooth stones. Every evening, when the moon was full, she would sit on her favorite rock and watch the river glow, whispering her hopes and dreams to the moon. One night, as a gentle breeze danced through the trees and fireflies blinked in the twilight, Lila heard a faint giggle coming from the riverbank. She looked around, but saw only shadows and the silver path of the moon on the water. "Who's there?" she called softly, but only the chirping crickets replied. Curious, Lila tiptoed closer to the water. Suddenly, she saw a tiny shimmering creature perched upon a lily pad. It had wings like the petals of a daisy and eyes bright as stars. Lila gasped in delight. "Hello," she whispered. The tiny creature smiled and did a twirl. "Hello, Lila. I've been waiting for you." Lila's heart skipped. "You know my name?" "Of course," said the little being, "for I am Mira, the guardian of the Moonlit River. Only those with the purest hearts can see me." Lila's eyes grew wide. "Are you a fairy?" Mira giggled, her wings fluttering. "Something like that. I take care of the river and all its secrets. Would you like to see the magic hidden beneath the moonlight?" "Oh, yes, please." Lila clapped her hands, her voice barely louder than the rustling leaves. Mira beckoned, and Lila stepped onto the riverbank. The moon was now high in the sky, and its reflection stretched across the water, forming a glowing path. "Step onto the moonbeam," Mira said. Lila hesitated, but to her amazement, when she placed her foot on the shimmering light, it felt solid, like a gentle bridge. Carefully, she followed Mira, walking atop the moonlit path, her heart thumping with excitement and a touch of fear. As they reached the center of the river, the water below sparkled brighter, and suddenly, the river began to rise and swirl, forming a glistening archway of water and light. Mira led Lila beneath the arch and the world transformed. They entered a land where the river flowed with colors that danced and changed, emerald green, sapphire blue, and golden yellow. Fish leaped from the water, their scales shimmering like jewels. On the banks, animals gathered, a fox with fur like copper, a wise old owl, and rabbits with coats as soft as clouds. "Welcome to the heart of the Moonlit River," Mira said. "This is where the river's dreams are born." Lila gazed around in wonder. She watched as the fish created fountains of color, and the animals sang a sweet song to the moon above. Flowers bloomed as she stepped close, and a gentle wind carried the scent of honey and roses. "But what is the secret of the Moonlit River?" Lila asked quietly. Mira floated down to her shoulder, her voice as gentle as the breeze. "The secret is in the dreams and wishes of those who believe. The river listens every night, collecting hopes like tiny seeds. And when the moon shines just right, the river gives those dreams back to the world in ways big and small." Lila thought about her own wishes, the ones she whispered to the moon when she was lonely or afraid, or when she hoped for adventure. Maybe, just maybe, the river had heard her too. "Can I help?" she asked. Mira smiled, her eyes twinkling. "Of course. Every kind word, every brave deed, every spark of kindness you share helps the river's magic grow stronger. The more you believe in the beauty of your dreams and help others believe too, the brighter the moonlit river will shine." As the night deepened, Mira led Lila back along the moonbeam bridge. The magical land faded, replaced by the gentle river and the quiet village beyond. Lila blinked, and Mira was gone, leaving only a single shining feather on the rock beside her. From that night on, Lila never forgot the secret of the Moonlit River. She shared her kindness and her dreams with everyone she met, and when the moon rose high and bright, she always found her way to the water's edge, whispering her wishes to the shimmering river, knowing that somewhere Mira was listening. And so the Moonlit River continued to sparkle, carrying the dreams of children and the magic of believing from one moonlit night to the next. And if you ever find yourself by a river when the moon is full and bright, listen closely. You just might hear the laughter of a fairy and discover a secret all your own. But Lila's story did not end there. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, she found herself returning to the river more often. She noticed things she never had before. The way the dragonflies danced above the water, the gentle croak of frogs hidden among the reeds, and the soft, mysterious glow that sometimes flickered beneath the surface. One afternoon, as she sat quietly watching the water, a little boy named Finn approached. Finn was new to the village. He was shy and often kept to himself, carrying a small notebook wherever he went. The other children thought him odd, but Lila saw the curiosity in his eyes. "Hi, Finn," she said, smiling warmly. "Would you like to sit with me?" Finn nodded and sat beside her, clutching his notebook. They watched the river in silence for a while, listening to the wind in the pines. "Do you believe in magic?" Lila asked softly. Finn hesitated, then opened his notebook. Inside were sketches of strange creatures, dragons, fairies, and mysterious underwater beasts. "I wish I could see magic," he whispered, "but I don't think I'm special enough." Lila's heart ached for her new friend. She remembered what Mira had told her. The river's magic grew with every kind word and brave deed. "Maybe," she said, "magic is for everyone who believes." That night, as the moon rose, Lila invited Finn to join her at the riverbank. She told him the story of the Moonlit River, of Mira, and of the magic she had seen. Finn listened with wide eyes, hope fluttering in his chest. As they watched the moon's reflection shimmer on the water, something amazing happened. The river glowed brighter than ever, and for a moment, Finn thought he saw a tiny winged figure dancing on a lily pad. He gasped, and Lila squeezed his hand. "See, the river believes in you too." From that night, Finn and Lila became the best of friends. They spent their evenings by the river, sharing dreams and drawing pictures of the magical world they imagined. Soon other children joined them, each adding their own wishes to the river's song. The Moonlit River grew brighter with every dream, every hope, every act of kindness. The village became a warmer, happier place as the magic spread. Even the grown-ups, though they could not see Mira or walk upon the moonbeam, felt the change in the air, a sense of wonder, a spark of happiness they could not quite explain. One evening, as the children gathered by the river, Mira appeared once more. She danced above the water, her wings casting rainbows in the moonlight. "You have done well," she told the children. "By sharing your dreams and kindness, you have awakened the true magic of the Moonlit River." The children cheered and clapped, their laughter echoing across the water. Mira smiled and handed each child a tiny glowing stone, a moonstone. "These stones will remind you that magic lives in your heart. Whenever you feel lonely or afraid, hold your moonstone and remember the power of your dreams." The children treasured their moonstones, keeping them close and sharing their story with others. And so, the secret of the Moonlit River spread far and wide, carried on the wind and in the laughter of children everywhere. And whenever the moon rose high and silver, the river would sparkle with 1,000 lights, each one a dream, a hope, a promise that magic is real, for anyone who believes. Years passed, and Lila and Finn grew older, but the memory of the Moonlit River's magic never faded. They became wise and kind, always helping those around them and encouraging others to dream. The village thrived, and the river continued to shine, a symbol of hope and wonder for generations to come. One day, a new child arrived in the village, a little girl named Maya. who loved to ask questions and explore. She found Lila, now a grown woman, sitting by the river's edge, gazing at the moon. "Is it true," Maya asked, "that the river can grant wishes?" Lila smiled, her eyes sparkling like they had when she was young. She placed her hand on Maya's shoulder and whispered, "The river listens to every wish, every dream. But the real magic is in believing, in yourself, in others, and in the beauty of the world." And so, the story of the Moonlit River continued, a never-ending tale of dreams, kindness, and the secret magic that lives in every heart. If you ever visit a river on a moonlit night, look for the shimmering path on the water. Listen for the laughter of a fairy. Close your eyes, make a wish, and believe. For somewhere the secret of the Moonlit River is waiting for you. As the seasons changed, the Moonlit River witnessed countless wonders. In spring, blossoms floated on its surface, painting it with soft pinks and whites. In summer, children splashed in its cool waters, their shouts and laughter mingling with the songs of birds. In autumn, golden leaves drifted by, swirling in the gentle current. And in winter, the river reflected the pale light of the moon, undisturbed and peaceful, like a silver ribbon in a snowy world. Throughout the years, the legend of the Moonlit River grew. Children from nearby villages came to see its sparkling waters, bringing their own wishes and dreams. They listened to stories of Mira and the magical world beneath the moonlight, and every child who truly believed left with a moonstone, glowing softly in their pocket. One especially bright night, as the stars twinkled like diamonds, Lila, Finn, and a group of young friends gathered for the annual Moon Festival, a celebration of the river and the magic it brought to their lives. There were lanterns, music, and tasty treats. The children performed a play about Mira and her moonbeam bridge, and everyone joined in a song of dreams and hope. As the festival drew to a close, Lila led the children to the riverbank. She knelt down, cupped her hands, and scooped up a handful of cool water. She smiled and looked at the children. "Remember," she said, "the magic of the Moonlit River is not just for tonight. It lives in every act of kindness, every brave adventure, every moment you choose to believe." The children nodded, their faces shining in the moonlight. One by one, they made their wishes and let them drift down the river, joining the countless dreams that had come before. As the last lantern floated away, Mira appeared one final time, her wings brighter than ever. She circled above the children, her laughter ringing like silver bells. "Thank you, dear friends," she said. "You have kept the secret of the Moonlit River alive. Its magic will never fade, as long as there are hearts that believe." With a swirl of sparkling light, Mira vanished into the night, leaving behind a sky full of stars and a river glowing brighter than ever. And so, the Moonlit River's secret was safe, cherished by those who understood its magic. It reminded everyone, young and old, that dreams, kindness, and belief could transform the world, just as surely as the moon transforms the river each night. If you ever find yourself beside a quiet river under a full glowing moon, take a moment to listen. Dip your toes into the cool water, whisper your hopes to the silver path, and believe. For somewhere, hidden in the shimmering light, the secret of the Moonlit River is waiting for you to discover. And who knows? You may just find a tiny shining feather or a glowing moonstone and a gentle voice whispering, "Welcome, dreamer. The magic is yours." The years continued to pass, and as time went on, new generations grew up by the Moonlit River. Each child who came to the river brought their own story, their own dreams, and their own special kind of magic. There was Sam, who could whistle any tune and make the birds sing along. There was Olivia, who loved to paint the sunrise and the sunset, capturing the colours of the river on her canvas. And there was Max, who was a little bit afraid of the dark, but who found courage every time he looked at his moonstone and remembered the river's promise. The river watched over them all, its waters sparkling with every hope and every act of kindness. The village flourished, filled with laughter and friendship, for the magic of the Moonlit River had made its home in every heart. Sometimes, visitors would come from far away, drawn by the stories of the magical river. They would ask the villagers, "What is the secret of this place? Why does the river shine so brightly? Why do the people here seem so happy?" And the villagers would smile, their eyes shining with the memory of moonlit nights and whispered wishes. "The secret," they would say, "is in believing, in dreams, in kindness, and in the magic that lives in us all." And at night, when the world was quiet and the moon rose high, the moonlit river would glow, a ribbon of light stretching through the darkness, carrying the dreams of all who believed. So remember, dear listener, no matter where you are or how old you become, the secret of the moonlit river is always within reach. Be kind, chase your dreams, and never stop believing in the magic of the world around you. For the moonlit river shines for everyone who dreams, and its secret is yours, now and forever.